Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome at our webinar about management and production tools for live streaming. Today will be mainly about our LinkMatrix tool, which I will give a little introduction about, and my colleague Boudewijn Bekkers will present in more detail all the features about the LinkMatrix. Good morning, Boudewijn.
Good morning, everyone.
Can you give a little introduction about yourself?
Yes, I'm Boudewijn. I'm pre-sales manager at Mobile Viewpoint. And well, I can basically answer any technical questions you might have.
Thank you. Let's start with the webinar. First, I want to give you a little update about the post-IBC event. Because the IBC is cancelled for this year. But we do want to give our customers, of course, all the latest information about our products, updates and services. So we have organized a virtual IBC event, which will take place in about 2 weeks, from the 21st until the 25th of September. You should have received an invitation to schedule your online meeting with us. We will do this via our vPilot. That's actually the system I am in right now. And during this meeting, for half an hour, for example, or 1 hour, we can give you all the updates about our latest products and see how they fit within your organization. If you don't have received the invitation, please contact us on sales@mobileviewpoint.com. We can send you all the information and you can schedule your online meeting with one of my colleagues or with me. First, I give you a little introduction about Mobile Viewpoint that explains better where we are right now. Mobile Viewpoint started in 2008 as a manufacturer and developer of mobile transmission equipment, which means we create products that can send live video, audio, and data over different IP networks. This can be mobile networks like SIM cards, but also LAN, Wi-Fi, and satellite. We are quite an innovative company, so we were the first on the market with a 4K unit and also multi-camera, so we can send over multi-camera feeds over a mobile unit, but also a rack unit. And where it all started with 2G and 3G, we're now working with 4G, and within a couple of weeks we also have the 5G units available, ready for sales. Where first all the productions were made with big SNG trucks and a complete crew. We now see that there's more content needed in the market, but companies still have to work via the same budgets. So everything has to be more cost effective and low cost. So we try to develop and have developed products that fit within these budgets. So you can basically send out a unit to the field, the cameraman turns on the unit, and we can remote control everything from the studio side. So you can really change the delay, the audio bitrate, the video bitrate, but also different features of the camera, like the white balance, for example. That's all focused on remote production. And besides our hardware, we also changed our LinkMatrix portal to this use case. So via the LinkMatrix, you can now, for example, change all the important settings of the unit in the field. So with just a click on a button, you can change the delay or the bitrate. Or if you do a multi-camera production, you can immediately see how many units are online and what are the settings of each specific unit. So there's no need to log into the unit anymore. You can just easily change the settings without logging in, and that makes it a very quick and advanced solution. Via this LinkMatrix, you can also forward each of the streams to multiple destinations. So this can be a playout with SDI output, which is usually located in the studio, but also Facebook, YouTube, CDNs via custom RTMPs, so basically to anywhere. We also have a tool to switch real-time between different signals, which is called LinkMatrix, and we will show you more about this in the real LinkMatrix demo. And this LinkMix also includes static overlays. So if you want to do a production anywhere in the field, you can via LinkMatrix add overlays to this system to make it a more enhanced production. And here we have some pictures of our mobile units in action. So as you can see here, you can really use them basically anywhere. You can use them as a standalone unit, but also on the back of a camera or in our custom-made backpack, which makes it very easy to travel around with the system, put it somewhere on the location and do a stand-up in front of the camera. And this is our multi-camera mobile encoder. So this is the Agile Airlink with 2 video inputs. And we also have it available with 1 video input or with 4 video inputs. So this means you can send 4 camera streams at the same time back to the studio. And thanks to this multi-camera solutions, you can do quite a lot of use cases for sport production, for example, where you have installed multiple cameras in a car, for example, or on a motorcycle, or just next to the track. Or in a football stadium, we do a lot of football productions where they have located 1 camera in the middle of the field to track all the players and the people, and 1 to make shots of the audience, so they can make a 2 camera setup with just 1 unit. And this is our IQ Sports Producer, really made for remote productions without any mans on site. So we install the camera on site, it's connected to a server. And based on our AI algorithm, we can track the players and the ball and forward everything back to the studio without a single man on site. And this can be used for different sports. So as you can see here, we use it for basketball, volleyball, handball, ice hockey, soccer, floorball. And we're now also testing it with horse events and also cycling events in the velodrome. This is an overview of how the LinkMatrix could work. So at the bottom you see the mobile encoder. It's connected to different IP networks, which can be mobile SIM cards, LAN, Wi-Fi, or satellite. It transfers the audio, video, and data signals back to the playout, which can be located somewhere in a studio or a data center. This can be done point to point, so from encoder directly to the playout. But you can also work with the LinkMatrix at the top. The LinkMatrix is in this case very useful to manage and control the systems and connect an input to an output or create your own outputs to Facebook and YouTube. And now I would like to ask Boudewijn to give a presentation in more detail about all the features we have available within LinkMatrix.
Okay, thank you, Martijn. Going to share my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So I'm going to show you something about LinkMatrix. I'm going to show you the basics on how to connect transmitters to decoders and how to see some more information about units. We're also going to touch on overlays and LinkMix and how to create clips. So when you first log in, this is the screen you get. I want to go to Live and Connect because that's where we'll start. And this window will give me a view of all the transmitters on the left-hand side called clients and all my decoders. In this case, it's set to decoder, so I'm viewing my SDI decoders. I can also switch to social media events that I might have created. To connect a transmitter to a decoder is fairly easy. All you do is just drag it and drop it onto the decoder. The thumbnails will change every few seconds to let you know that there is a signal coming in. But we also have live previews now under the transmitter, so I can just press the play button, it'll load and start playing the video, and I can view multiple at the same time. So imagine you're doing, I don't know, something like elections. You might have reporters in several locations. You will be able to view them all at once from this simple window. On top of that, I can also see some information about the units. So let's, for example, take this one. If I click it, I get a pop-up. So this is telling me multiple things, a lot of information. So I'm going to close it for now. I'm going to get back to it later. Because below the video preview, there is already a lot of information about this unit. So I can see that the incoming signal is 1080i50. I can see it's set to 2.8 seconds, and it's currently doing about 3.5 megs of video, and the input is set to SDI. I can also click it to see an overview of all the connections. So this one is only connected through one connection, in this case, the LAN connection. This allows you to very quickly see if something is going on. So if the operator on location calls you and says, I'm not getting an input signal in the unit, and you know he has an SDI camera, but the input is set to HDMI, you will be able to quickly change it by just clicking it, going in here, and changing it from HDMI to SDI. Same goes for the bitrate. You can just up it either in big steps or small steps, or just drag the slider. And same goes for delay. You can also disable live, so it's just active, it's connected, it's ready to go, but not live yet, so not using any data. You can also instantly see where it's connected. So I just made this last connection to output 1, and it's listed here. This can be this can come in very handy, because otherwise you would have to scroll down. I only have 4 decoders, but if I have 20 or even 50, it can become quite tedious to locate where that encoder is going. When you drag and drop a transmitter onto a decoder, you see a few buttons come alive. So first off is the red one, which disconnects your unit. The second one is IFB, which will send an IFB signal from the playout server to your unit. And the last one can be used for troubleshooting. So say the operator on location gives me an MCR a call that he's not receiving any IFB. If I click this button, I can actually hear the IFB through my browser. So I know the playout server is generating it, so the problem has to be on the operator's side. If you click the little cog icon, you will be presented by a pop-up that says, okay, please enter a password. And then you can change decoder settings, which can become very advanced, so we're not going to cover it here. Same goes for a unit. You can already change most of the settings here. We think the most important ones can be changed here. But if you need to go into more details, you can either open the touchscreen GUI that the operator on location can also see, which can make it very easy to let them know what they need to do if you want to teach them. Or you can go to management, which is the more advanced interface and allows you to change things in more detail. We also have the Clients tab. Here you can see an overview of all your encoders and whether they're currently online or not. You can see what kind of a unit it is. You can see the software version. So this can come in handy if you want to know the differences between one unit and another. This gives you an instant overview of their versions and the type of hardware they are actually using. Our transmitters also have an option to record a live stream into the server, and then it will become available in Klipper. Klipper allows you to select a unit. In this case, I'll select our lab unit that has been streaming ever since, well, 9:55, and it's still increasing that time, as you can see. So as this unit is live, I can actually grab the last 5 minutes, for example. And if I want to make a clip out of this, I can just name it and export it. And what it'll do now, it'll now generate a clip of the last minutes that I selected of this live. So I now already have a clip of the live feed that I could download, that I can upload to YouTube, or that I can share on social media or wherever I want to put it. So that's Klipper, editing while being live. Martijn touched on it briefly, but we can also add in an overlay if you want to do a logo or something like that to your YouTube channel. You can do so. You can create the logo under Media Overlays. I will select my MVP TV preview. You can upload assets like the logo. Just drag and drop it, and once dropped, you can change it, make it bigger, put it wherever you want, and then save it out, either to a new one or to one that already exists. Once the overlay has been created and you have the LinkMix option, you can put those logos on your encoder streams. You can either just do one and have it stream to YouTube, because you might already be switching outside of our transmitters, but you can also switch between units. So for example, currently the lab unit is live with the logo on it. I can just drag another one there and it'll switch to that one, and I can set it live. I can add multiple locations or destinations. In this case, I have a YouTube event going on, and it's also output on my first decoder. So when I select locations, like for example, my YouTube event, I can set the resolution, I can set the video bitrate, audio bitrate, I can give it a name. The suitable for children is mandatory nowadays, so you will have to make a choice here. And of course, you can make a private stream if you want to. Same goes for the playout, but it gives me a few more options. These quick actions, you can drag and drop an encoder there, and it'll start loading the live preview. So you can easily switch between them and see what's going on. The ones below, under all resources, will just show the thumbnails. Then we have the IQ calendar, which is a little outside of the scope for today, but this will become available for our normal transmitters very soon. Currently, it only works for our IQSP products. This allows you to schedule an event, and you can set the type of destination, like an SDI decoder, or it could be a YouTube or Facebook event, or your own custom RTMP. And then you can schedule the event and tell it when to start, when to create the events, when to start streaming, and all that kind of stuff. Also, which overlay to insert. So this is a very short and, well, I hope insightful overview of what LinkMatrix can do.
Yes, very good, Boudewijn. I think we have highlighted a lot of the stuff within LinkMatrix. I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the presentation, but there's a Q&A box at the bottom. So if anybody has any questions, you can press the Q&A button and type your question, and Boudewijn and I can answer it here. I already have several questions within the box. The first question is, can it work on any browser? Yes, we can work on any browser. It's basically just a web page. So you can try it on every browser. The second question is, what is the cost of the subscription? If you buy a unit of Mobile Viewpoint, it's the LinkMatrix is included, and that will be the basic features. And if you want to have the more advanced features, like sending it out to social media, or use one of our transcoders, if you stream, for example, to social media, there we charge some cost for. So you can always contact us, and we can make you the proposal based on the units you have.
Yes, then the third question, what is the lowest latency you can set? Currently, the lowest latency is 0.8, but we're looking to lower that, especially with the rise of 5G. Latencies can be lower because one of the main features of 5G is the lower latencies you get when compared to 4G.
Can you maybe show how you can change the delay, Boudewijn?
Yes, absolutely. For a unit, it's fairly easy. You can just drag it all the way down, and then you have this little save icon. It will tell me that it interrupts my live broadcast, so I have to agree to that. And once I do, the unit will change to the new delay and start streaming again. The fourth question, also a very good one. Can I use the LinkMatrix to set up a video return back to an encoder in the field? Yes, you can. When supported, I don't know if any of my units have it enabled currently, but what you can do, you can simply drag one encoder on top of another. So let's see if it's enabled for this one. And it is. So now you can see that this one gets a video return. AirLink units have an HDMI output that you can connect a screen to, and then you can view the return video. You can also view it on the touchscreen itself. We also have the multicam units, the TerraLink MC, and for those units, you can also sacrifice an input and have the video return on SDI. So one of the four inputs then becomes an outputs, and you can output it, have it output the video return.
Thank you. Go on to the next question. We have a customer that is using vPilot. Do I need to use LinkMatrix? vPilot can run on its own server, so you can keep everything in-house and log in on the web browser, which is located on the server itself. So in that case, there's no need of LinkMatrix. But if you want to forward your stream to social media or to a playout or to anywhere else, you can use LinkMatrix. And then you will see a thumbnail like you see here, but with your vPilot output, and then you can easily forward it to a playout or to different online channels.
And the next question, can LinkMatrix remotely control the iPhone app? Well, currently it cannot, but we're very close to finishing the remote control of the iPhone app. So the answer to that question is no, not yet, but yes, very soon. Can we add an external WMT encoder for a limited time? Yes, you can. Currently, you can create a ticket in our support portal, and we can add your unit into any other account you wish for as long as you like. We are also working on a way for you to do that yourself. A question from Willem-Jan van Rooij. Is there an API available to connect an encoder to a decoder? Yes, there is. We have an API available that allows you to indeed connect an encoder to a decoder and to enable IFB. Next question I'll leave to you, Martijn.
The next question is LinkMatrix included in all support packages? Yes, the basic features of LinkMatrix are always included. So that means remote control of the unit, connecting an encoder to a decoder, change the settings. But if you would like to connect to social media or add overlays or use LinkMix, then you need an additional support package with some extra costs. So the basic features are always included. And the next one is for you, Boudewijn, about IFB.
Yes, can the LinkMatrix monitor the 2IFB option when using the external USB I/O audio units? I'm assuming, Neil, that this is a question if you can monitor multiple IFB streams, because you might have 4 different IFBs when using external USB I/Os. Then the answer is yes, you definitely can. If I misunderstood your question, then please rephrase so I can answer correctly. Have you tried the workflow on satellite connection? If so, what would be your recommended bandwidth for upload? Our units support satellite. I believe it is a license, right, Martijn?
Yes, satellite is an extra license, which you can buy only once, and then it's available for a lifetime.
Okay, and what would be the recommended bandwidth for upload? Well, we support Beacon as well, so we can go very, very low. We have a customer out in the Mexican Gulf on a ship that is doing repairs on the bottom of the ocean, and they're live streaming that through a Beacon satellite connection at 300 kilobits per second. So it's all down to what kind of image quality do you like. For them, this is more than enough, so it depends on your needs. What is vPilot? That one's for you, Martijn.
Yeah, I'm actually within the vPilot right now. The vPilot is our automated studio production system, which works with 3D sensors and PTZ cameras. So you can create your own shots, and based on specific rules, which usually the director is doing, but you now give to this system. The system is able to switch automatically between the different shots based on who is available in the studio and who is speaking. So you can see I'm all by myself here. You can see the back of the studio, but there's no cameraman here, only PTZ cameras. And based on my voice and movement, the system will switch automatically after several seconds to different shots. So I'm able to make a full automated multi-camera studio production all by myself here.
Next question, and if not, I'm guessing this is a continuation of the question whether an API is available. Is there a simplified GUI available for use in our newsroom? If you mean the Live and Connect view, then no, not really. What you can do in user accounts is, for example, make sure that newsrooms can, for example, not remote control units. So that is a permission that we can set in user accounts. So the only thing they can do is preview the stream and connect it to decoders. For HD and up is probably also a continuation of the satellite question, I think.
Yeah.
We get asked a lot, what is the recommended bandwidth for a certain type of signal? But we've found that it really depends on the tastes of the user. because we might think that, for example, 6 megabits is the least you need for HD, but not everybody will agree. We have customers running HD at 4 megabits or even 3 megabits, and they're perfectly happy with it. So I always find that a difficult question to answer. So we could always have a look together and see what would best suit your needs.
Okay, I want to move forward with the last 4 questions because we still have a lot of questions. But yeah, if your question is not being answered, please forward them to our email address, and we can answer them in more detail. I have one question about SDI return on an Azure Airlink 2C. At the moment, we do video return via HDMI, but we're working on a solution which is called two-way. And in that case, you can use the second SDI output also as a return channel. So within the near future, that will be possible.
Anonymous attendee, can we stream to social media with your platform? Yes, you definitely can. I can quickly show it here in the Live and Connect page. I have my social media events, but if I switch to the 3-lane view, I can actually add in my Facebook account, I can add in a YouTube account, and once added, I can create an event. So for example, a YouTube event, and choose the type of format that it needs to use. And once I've done that, it'll become available here, so I can just drag and drop an encoder to it. So yes, you can definitely stream to social media with our platform.
Yes, and the good thing is that it can also be done to multiple channels at the same time. So if you want to stream one input stream to Facebook, different YouTube channels, that's all possible. Can we upgrade an existing 4G Airlink to 5G? Yes, that's possible. We are expecting the modems in anytime, the commercially available 5G modems, and then we can just upgrade them. And then we advise to start with a combination of 4G and 5G, and later on when 5G is available everywhere, then obviously you can work with all 5G modems. The last question is for you, by the way, and it's an add-on on the IFB question.
Yes, I'll answer the last 2 because there is another question that just came in. Neil's question, the 2 times IFBs per mobile units, still not sure if I fully understand the question. You can always email me or call me so we can discuss it in more details. But we can monitor from playout server to the unit. As of now, we cannot yet monitor the return signal that our units now also support. But every IFB signal sent into the playout can be monitored simultaneously. So you can just click on the little speaker icons for every decoder and you'll just hear all of them. So I hope that answers your questions. If not, send me an email. I believe you can see my email. If not, it's b.beckers@mobileviewpoint.com. You can always also send an email to presales@mobileviewpoint.com. That might be easier to remember.
Yeah, you'll show the email addresses after this presentation.
And then the last question from Renee. Is it possible to make a return video with every mobile unit? Yes, every mobile unit can serve as a video return unit. So the answer is yes, you can.
Yes, but not every mobile unit is able to publish the video return signal. So if you have a very old unit, they don't have an HDMI output, for example. So those features are only available on the latest devices.
Yes.
And here you see our names again. And if you have any questions, like Boudewijn said, you can send it to pre-sales and then or to sales, and we can answer your question in more detail. and find the right solution for you. Thank you for attending. This webinar is recorded, so we publish it on YouTube later on. So if you have missed anything, you can always watch it again on YouTube or forward it to your colleagues.